First up this week, we have a quick update on American band ZZ Top. If you've been tracking the Elevation tour, you might have heard drummer Frank Beard won't be behind the kit for their upcoming Australian shows. Over a month ago, ZZ Top shared that Frank Beard was stepping away from touring, citing a health issue. At the time it was pretty vague, but now promoters are confirming he'll be missing the whole Australian leg as recommended by medical personnel. Beard's undergoing a medical procedure and is in physical therapy. The good news, it's helping, but his doctors are saying he needs even more time to recover, and that's got to be the number one priority. So no drum solos for Frank on this run, but the show goes on. Filling in is John Douglas, a fellow Texan, long-time tech, and someone who's actually subbed for Frank before, all the way back in 2002 when Frank had emergency surgery in Paris. So the band's in good hands. Frank Beard's been with ZZ Top since 1969, powering the rhythm section for over 5 decades. The group's been through a lot, especially after losing bassist Dusty Hill in 2021, but these guys are still rolling with Elwood Francis stepping in on bass. Their Australian tour kicked off here yesterday on April 26th, their first since 2013, and wraps up mid-May before they head over to New Zealand and then back up to North America. We all wish Frank a speedy recovery, and if you're lucky enough to catch a show while they're here, I'm sure you'll still be getting that classic Texan rock.
With ABC television on 146 stations across Australia, this is...
Hello?
Hello. This is Darryl Bransford here from Sherwood. Listen, just want to remind you that next Sunday, 7th of March, is the start of a brand new countdown series.
Oh, terrific.
And on there'll be such people as John Paul Young, Ted Mulry, AC/DC, and a lot of other good people. And it's a show that you won't want to miss because it's the start of a brand new year. It's going to be fantastic. Next Sunday, 7th of March, countdown.
I'll be watching. Yeah, okay, bye.
Welcome to Classic Countdown, 1976.
If you grew up in Australia, you know exactly what 6 o'clock on a Sunday meant. Countdown was on, Molly Meldrum at the helm, flashing lights, screaming crowds, and the biggest names in music, both local and international.
What is Countdown? Well, Countdown is the most exciting visual presentation of the top 40 hits you'll ever see on colour television. From Alice Cooper...
By 1977, nearly 1 in 5 Australians were tuning in. Even Prince Charles dropped in for an episode. It wasn't just a show. It was where we discovered music, shaped our tastes, and forged opinions about who rocked and who didn't. If it was cool, it was on Countdown. The National Film and Sound Archive has just found 2 lost Countdown episodes from 1976. NFSA staff were digitising an old student film project and up pops lo-fi footage of the Ted Mulry gang and John Paul Young performing their numbers. These clips hadn't been seen since their original broadcast. They're now the heart of the new Tune In Freakout exhibition, celebrating 50 years of Australian music TV from the 60s to the noughties, all online. Everything from the Big Day Out chaos to a teenage Olivia Newton-John, the Minogue sisters on Young Talent Time, and even rare footage of AC/DC performing. It's a long way to the top on Bandstand.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
This can only happen on Countdown.
Whoa! Hey! Come home with me.
It's the ultimate nostalgia trip. As curator Sarah Little puts it, this was before every playlist came from an algorithm. Countdown's program influenced everything: our slang, our style, and our pop culture. The impact of Countdown and its long-lasting legacy here in Australia is enormous. So next time you watch an old Countdown performance, remember, you're not just listening to a song, you're tapping into Australian history. And now, thanks to these rediscovered clips, a previously thought-lost part of that magic will live on for generations to come.
Boys from AC/DC, well, you might know we're in London. We're not forgot about you. We've got a new album out called Dirty Deeds Done Cheap. You listen to Countdown, because you'll see it first on Countdown. Yeah.
throughout the network of ABC television on 146 stations across Australia, this is...
US rock band Green Day is to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Green Day landed one of its biggest hits in their 2004 single Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Now 20 years later, the trio's dreams are coming true. The veteran rock band is set to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Thursday, May 1 at 11:30am Pacific Time. Tennis legend Serena Williams and actor-producer Ryan Reynolds are set as guest speakers. Radio and TV personality Matt Pinfield will MC. The band's star is located at 6212 Hollywood Boulevard, which is approximately adjacent to Amboba Music. The event will be streamed live at the Walk of Fame's website. This will be the 2,810th star ceremony since the famed tourist attraction opened in 1960. The veteran rock trio was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. They have won 5 Grammys, including the 2006 award for Record of the Year for the earlier mentioned Boulevard of Broken Dreams. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is honoured to welcome Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong, Mike Dirnt and Trey Cool to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Anna Martins, Walk of Fame producer, said in a statement, "Green Day's music has not only inspired generations, but also served as the soundtrack of our lives." The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame for the city of Los Angeles and has hosted the star ceremonies for decades. Formed in 1986 in Berkeley, California, Green Day has amassed 12 top 10 albums on the Billboard 200, including 3 that reached number 1, American Idiot 2004, 21st Century Breakdown in 2009, and Revolution Radio in 2016. They have had 2 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and Wake Me Up When September Ends.
The iconic 90s boy band New Kids on the Block are taking us back, step by step. The band just announced a massive 35th anniversary reissue of their classic album. Originally released in 1990, it shot straight to number 1 on the Billboard 200 and produced the hit single that lived at the top of the charts for 3 weeks. Now, for the first time since its debut, the album is coming back to vinyl. Plus, they're throwing in bonus material, unreleased tracks and remixes. New Kids broke the news on Instagram with a reel packed full of throwback footage. Think baggy jeans, studio vibes, and the whole crew. Jonathan, Jordan, Joey, Donnie, and Danny. Jordan even says, "I really don't see how anyone could not like the album, because it's so many different styles of music." The band is gearing up for a Las Vegas residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM, kicking off June 20th, with shows throughout June and July, and then again next year in January and February. Donnie Wahlberg says this residency is their way to take things to the next level, and claims Las Vegas will never be the same after the New Kids and the Blockheads take over the town. So it's time to dust off those old cassettes and mark your calendars, because the boys are back. Will I see you in Vegas?
Now, thanks to ARIA, it's time to check out the Australian Top 20 this week. And now it's time to find out who's topping the US and UK charts this week.